I'm Rebecca Bissonnette, a street reporter for Arts Talk, and I'm here with Bethany Hughes.
Hello.
Hello. Hello. She is the director for Next to Normal, coming up at the Walterdale from July 4th to 14th. So her and I are going to sit down and just gab a little bit and tell us about the show and why people should come. And you should, by the way. It's awesome. So Bethany, you and I have been talking about the show, and you've had a really strong vision from the beginning. So kind of walk me through why this show.
Sure.
Yeah.
So I've been in love with the show since it came out. I was a younger human then. And it was the first role that I felt that wasn't written for musical theater, specifically the role of Natalie, that was an ingenue role.
Got it.
It was written with like a raw intensity. There was a truth behind it. There was a realness behind it. And the music itself spoke to me at that time in my life, going through my own journey and my own navigation. And then being in this position now, given the mental health community and culture that we live in, the stigma that's very present, I thought there was a very amazing opportunity to have a dialogue and center this conversation around that stigma and that community. And I was very excited and opportunistic, so that's what happened.
Well, that makes sense. I love that. So, I mean, you kind of segued really beautifully. But the position Bethany's talking about, she's the artistic director here at Walterdale. So she was talking about mental health professionals, and you've told me that it's important for you to have them on hand here to speak to the cast and kind of walk them through some things. So kind of what prompted that decision? I mean, you've spoken a little bit about it already.
Sure, yeah. So the conversation that we had as a creative team, this was back probably a year ago, was there's some very real terminology, there's some very real application. And one of the things that we navigated and are continuing to navigate is the line between hyperbolic dramatization and honoring the truth of the illnesses discussed and the conditions discussed. And so for me, it's very easy to go into the hyperbolic, real dramatic choice of like, ECT looks like this, in like a cuckoo's nest kind of style. We talk about that in the show.
Definitely.
Versus what it actually looks like, what's the realness of that experience, what the truthfulness of that experience is. So when we brought Dr. Dick and Dr. Cafaro in, they spoke to those kind of things. They spoke to the realness of these conditions, what someone with these disorders or diagnoses would actually look like, what would these symptoms look like. And when we played with that idea and concept about how do we apply these resources and these new tools to the text, it actually brought forth a very beautiful balanced truth of we can play to the realism, we can also play to the hyperbolic dramatization of these moments in these certain situations. So that was a big piece for me as a director about having that kind of conversation. Yeah. And then the second thing was the resources for cast. They had questions that I, as a BA psychology student, don't always have the answers for in like my own research and stuff. So they actually brought their own questions about
amazing.
What is the prognosis for this? And if someone was diagnosed, what would the process be for Alberta Health Services right now if they were going through this, what that would look like?
Well, kudos to your cast.
Yeah, it was quite a powerful conversation. And so we were very gifted and blessed to have them come on board. And
it's awesome.
It was great. Yeah.
Well, I mean, you've done a lot of homework. I know, speaking with you, and just even this conversation we're having now, your heart, your soul, your brain, everything is into this show. So, you know, as an audience member, what do you hope audience members... What are we going to walk away with? What do you want us to take away from seeing this show?
I hope you like it. I mean, there's that. I hope you enjoy it. No, I think for me, one of my biggest truths and my goals, I think, and my visions for this show would be that we walk away with a conversation about these are real people. And what can we do? How can we be more mindful? How can we be more inclusive? Even in the language that we use. So like saying that, like, I feel crazy today. What does that mean? Yeah. Or saying, you know, they're schizophrenic.
Yes.
No, they're a person who has schizophrenia. Like mindful things like that. Yeah. And putting it into a context like this allows for those conversations without offending anybody, but also getting the message across. So for me, I hope it's a takeaway of like, let's be better people. Let's be better society. Let's get some resources in place for families navigating these truths. Yeah.
I love that. So I think you've spoken a lot about this already, but what's going to stick with you? You know, the curtain closes, it's all over.
Oh my.
What's going to stick with you the most?
Oh, the process. Sally Hunt, I don't know if she watches this. I don't know if you're watching Sally, but my goodness, this woman, I cannot sing her praises enough. But also the immense connection and commitment of this cast. I have never worked with such dedicated artists before, to such a very specific, targeted goal and cause, and amount of support that we have kind of built within this very intimate space for a very intimate show has been such a beautiful, precious thing that I haven't experienced as an artist before.
Wow.
And the support we have for one another and the dialogue and conversations that have happened have been such a gift in my life. So I'm taking that away. And my bucket list show. It's a bucket list show for me to direct. So I got kind of 2 check marks on that.
It's really nice to hear that not only is it a bucket list show, but you've had some really great relationships that have built.
Yes.
That sounds wonderful. Yeah. It's a win-win-win.
It's kind of like triple check. Yeah, absolutely.
Well, so you heard it from the director herself, the love for her cast, the creative team, all the crew and everyone behind the scenes, but more importantly, the dialogue that she wants us to have and all the conversations that she wants us to have, but while rocking out to the music, let's be honest.
Absolutely. Yes. Come for the music, come for the show. Absolutely.
And leave with conversation.
Yes.
So from Next to Normal is running July 4th to the 14th, and tickets are on sale now. So you can get to the Ticks on the Square website, or just come on down to the box office during the show run. We'll be happy to see you. Bye.